Hey, it's Michael Griswold with ReunitedRelationships.com. I'm the founder and creator of that site and the information therein. So the purpose of today's video is to talk about relationship breakups and what to do about them. Now, if you spend any time on the internet or TV or in any kind of other venue, there's no lack of rubbish information for you as someone who's going through a breakup. The purpose of this video is to cut through all that crap and to give you some real sound advice that you can use that is more than just airy-fairy, really platitudes that you have no ability to implement. Alright, so obviously everyone who's gone through a breakup knows that it is dreadful. I mean, it's, you want to stab yourself in the face, and there's nothing good about it. I mean, it's painful. You feel very alone. You feel really unlovable. You feel rejected. All these things are bad, right? And the common sense advice, the advice that most people give is, well, you just need to get over it. Well, bloody easy for you to say, right? Because you can't use intellect to overcome emotions. So you have to use emotions to overcome emotions. So let's talk about a couple of things that you can do. First of all, First of all, what you need to do is surround yourself with your friends. All right? Look, there's a huge gaping hole of love and attention and affection that has been just ripped out of your heart. Okay, so your heart had this other person attached to it, right? So let's imagine this is your heart, and this is the person that you were with. And, it's like this, and, in an instant, this is ripped out, and now this is your heart. There's this gaping hole. You've got to fill it with something, or else you're just going to continually chase this other person. It's going to be ugly. It's going to be disastrous. It's going to be even more painful. Fill this hole with people that are safe, all right? Talk to your friends. Call them up. The people that you trust, not people that are just going to lecture you, not people that are going to tell you that you should listen to them or anything like that. People that you trust, people that you love, and say, listen, man, me and such just broke up. Can you be there for me over the next month or so? Can I call you? Can I come over? Can I just hang around? Setting those things up on the front end is so helpful. Because then what you're doing is, one, you're creating an opportunity for you to be vulnerable with your friends so that their love and their affection for you, their care, you can feel it and it can begin to heal you. Okay? That's one. Two, you've got to start thinking differently. Now, I know that I said you can't overcome feelings with intellect, but you can begin to use your intellect to feel differently. Here's what I mean. Probably, if you're anything like most people, going through a breakup makes you feel kind of worthless, right? You feel like all the things I did wrong, and, will I ever find anybody? Unless you want to drive yourself crazy, you've got to stop thinking that. And the way that you do that is intentionally. So when you wake up in the morning, you reprogram your head and your mind and your emotions to think differently and to feel differently. So here's what I mean. Maybe you've heard of an idea called affirmations, and maybe you think that they're ridiculous, or maybe you think that they're for people that are crazy. Here's what I'll say about that. You've been giving yourself affirmations for your entire life. Your affirmations may be negative. You suck, you're terrible, you're unlovable, nobody will ever really love you for you, you screw everything up. Or they might be positive. You're great, everybody likes you, you're very successful, you're very attractive, people love you. Either way, you've been giving yourself affirmations. The point of doing affirmations intentionally is to fill your brain with things that you want to think rather than things that you automatically think. So here's what I mean. In the morning, when you get up, go to the mirror go into your bathroom, and nobody else needs to know that you do this, so that if you think this is weird, you can just do it. Go into the bathroom and look at yourself and say to yourself, I love you. Do it. Do it because you don't believe it. If it's uncomfortable, if it feels weird, then you don't believe that. And whether you're a guy or a girl, loving you has to be the first step to getting over any emotional trauma. Because until that happens, you're always looking for someone else to fill that. Do you understand what I mean? I trust that this makes sense. So, here's some affirmations that I recommend. I love you. I respect you. I'm proud of you. These things are things that we naturally want to feel about ourselves. And unless we think about them intentionally, it's easy for us to think the opposite. Many of you watching this video know exactly what I'm talking about because you've either from your parents or through other relationships begun to think of yourself poorly. And the question is, does it make you happy? Right? Does it make you happy to feel poorly about yourself? I would submit to you that the answer is probably no. So far, get your friends around on the front end. Ask them to be your friends, to be around when you need them. And when you're sad and when you're lonely and when you want to cry and when you want to feel like somebody cares, set that up on the front end to allow them to be your friend. And listen, 6 months from now, or 3 months from now, or 10 years from now, you guys will be able to look back and you will be grateful. You'll be able to call them up and say, man, thank you. Thank you so much for being there for me. And then you get to experience this pleasure, the pleasure of them saying, man, or friend or girl or whoever it is, I'm so glad that we got to share that together. It's the beauty of friendship. The second thing is, begin to think about yourself differently. Allow yourself to love yourself, respect yourself, and be proud of yourself. Third is, do not get in touch with your ex for at least 3 weeks. Why? Because there's a lot of hurt, and there's probably some anger, there's probably some frustration, and getting in touch with them only ignites that more. And especially if they broke up with you, it puts you in a position to be used and manipulated by your ex, and to make this recovery more and more difficult. The last thing that it does is it prevents you from being able to genuinely repair the breach in your relationship. Because immediately after you break up, you're very reactive, aren't you? You feel so desperate and you feel so lonely that you're willing to do anything and just bounce around. If you go back into a relationship like that, what do you really think the chances are of you guys making a healthy and sustainable relationship? Instead, give yourself some time. Give yourself some time to let that dissipate. Because with time comes clarity, with clarity comes resolve, and with resolve comes success. Once you have the time to figure out what you want, you become clear. Once you become clear about what you want, you get the resolve to do it. And once you're resolved, and every one of us has experienced this, once you're resolved on something, your success is guaranteed. So, this is Michael Griswold from ReunitedRelationships.com. Go to my site, check it out. For a limited time, I'm offering a one-on-one coaching session for anybody who orders the course, where you and I will spend 30 minutes on the phone together, and we'll go over the specifics of your situation and a tailor-made approach to achieving what your goals are. Hope this has been helpful, and until next time, best to you, and here's to you. Bye-bye.